everybody, and welcome to the show. I am Rob, Toxic Hazard.
And I'm Brian, Crazy. That's my gamer alias.
Crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy, man.
I am crazy. I'm nuts.
Welcome to the Ultimate Thread. We are back in effect.
Yes, and this time on video, which I hate. He wanted to do it on video, though, and I agreed.
So I wanted to make sure everybody got to see my beautiful face.
Yes, your beautiful face.
I am a beautiful man.
No, but we'll go with that.
Thank you.
Anyways, we are back. This time not doing audio, and episodes are going to be much shorter.
Instead of our hour and a half long shows, YouTube only allows us 15 to 20 minutes, so that's what we're going to stick with. And my ankle just popped really hard.
Painful.
Yeah, it hurt. First story we're going to be bringing you today is about e-waste. E-waste is a pretty big problem growing in the United States and all over the world. What do you do with your old computer's parts and stuff?
I just wait until I need them and use them in a new computer or something like that.
What if they're broken?
If they're broken, leave them just sitting in my house. You should recycle them.
Now, can you just take them to any recycling center?
No, you have to take them to an electronics recycling center.
All right.
But most people don't know that.
Right. Oh, my ankle's popped again. We have actually both worked for an e-waste recycling center. So we've seen a lot of different computers come through.
Yes, they were very old. Some had rats.
Yes, some did have rat nests and things in them. One of the guys standing behind the camera worked with us, and he knows. Don't you, Caleb?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. We saw all kinds of weird stuff, though. Some interesting case modding where people wanted their case to light up, so they put like a tractor light in one of them. I saw. That's pretty cool. It's like you're only gonna find that in Wisconsin.
Did you find like a computer fan duct tape to something?
Dude, there were duct tape in tons of them. Yeah, dude, there were some that would put like the old little like 1-inch fans, and they would duct tape it to their heatsink. That was always fun. I think the best part about working in a place like that, though, was, well, besides finding useful stuff and then getting it really cheap used,
right,
would be, because we took them apart, we would get to break them. And we put so many computers through what we call stress tests, which we would take laptops, throw them, 50 feet in the air and see which ones break into the most pieces and things. So you could slam them on the ground the hardest to break them.
Yeah, until the company put a stop to that.
Yeah, they weren't very... I don't think OSHA approved of that one.
That was my favorite part, too.
That was your favorite part?
Yeah,
Man, there were so many... We had those 4-foot by 4-foot boxes that were like 4 feet high, too, even. So it was 4 by 4 by 4s.
4 by 4 by
4s. And we'd fill those boxes with processors. We'd have one for processors, one for RAM, one for motherboards. We went through a lot of stuff. One of the big problems, though, that's in the world is that people are taking this stuff to just like regular recycling centers and stuff, and they're not supposed to accept the stuff, but they do, and a lot of it gets shipped overseas, and then you have countries overseas that, they just have fields of electronic debris, pretty much, of all old computers going back all the way back to the, late 70s and things, like the original Apples and old Xerox systems and things like that. And they've got kids, 6, 7 years old, younger than my little sister, taking this stuff apart.
Yeah, it's not good for the kids, obviously. It's not good for the environment.
Especially with the CRT monitors.
Right.
All those gases in those tubes are just ridiculously bad for you.
Right.
I mean, even when we worked in the system, that we weren't allowed to just break them open. We had to put them through a machine that went into its own contained room that would break them within the machine so that the gases got cleaned out.
Right.
That was, there's a lot of stuff that goes into recycling electronic systems that people don't understand. One of the big things right now, though, is the Consumer Electronics Association is doing with companies like Best Buy, Panasonic, Sony, and things like that. You can take your old equipment to places like Best Buy, and they will recycle it for you.
Yeah, they actually have a box, like right at Best Buy. I know they have a box on the side now where you can put your mice in, old keyboards, whatever, really.
Yeah, and if it's too big to fit in the box, you can take it up to the Geek Squad counter and say, hey, I don't want this. Sometimes in some places you have to pay to recycle them. Like, let's say you took a computer to Best Buy. Most of the time, if it's an old system and you're not buying anything, some stores will actually say, all right, that's going to cost you $10 to recycle. But, that's what you're supposed to do. Most stores, I know when I worked at Best Buy, if you bought a computer or any kind of, basically, if you were buying new electronics, we'd let you recycle the old ones for free without any problems. So make sure you're taking your old stuff to places like that. Otherwise, take it to an e-waste facility. You can find lists and lists of them online just by Google searching that.
Right. And there's, obviously, if you're recycling it properly, the stuff gets reused faster and it gets better used. Otherwise, it's just sitting somewhere and it's not doing anything for anyone.
Well, the nice part is, like, when we were working in it, we would get so many parts that were still good. We were doing it, what was that, 2008?
Yeah,
something like that, 2007, 2008. So we would get computers going back, ages, but there'd be a lot of computers like Pentium 4s and things like that, even Pentium 3s, where we could get like 100 of them that were working, and then, we could donate them to charity systems, sell them to schools that are under budgeted, things like that, so that, we would sell those P3 Dells that we were rebuilding. Yeah. We sold those by the pallet for like $5 a computer.
Right, because some people do still use those, and I mean, that's all they need.
Right.
I couldn't do it, but...
I could use them for like, basically a radio. Just put a humongous hard drive in a P3 and just use it to store your music files.
Yeah, you could do that.
That would be about it. But, and then a lot of places were buying those computers that we were building for Beowulf systems and things like that for cancer research. Mm-hmm. So, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with the old computers. I mean, we had bought so many used parts and built so many computers. My sister's is one that we built out of used parts.
Yeah.
And that's running a Core 2 Duo with 4 gigs of RAM, and the only brand new part in there is the graphics card, which I think is like a $495, something like that. NVIDIA $475, something like that. Low Pro, yeah. So make sure you're taking your electronics to places like that, because that really does make a huge difference.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You want to go into this next one?
Charter Comcast is going to have 100 megabyte per second internet everywhere in the nation, apparently. At least that's what they're trying to do.
Which is really, really fast.
It is. It's super fast. I have 10 meg upstairs, and I can
on AT&T.
Yeah, on AT&T, not with Charter or Comcast. They're the same thing, but I can play games and download and stream a movie at the same time with no hiccups. What you can do with 100...
with 100 meg,
yeah.
I could be downloading, streaming HD I could be streaming MLG on my big screen. I could be streaming a movie on another one and playing video games all at the same time.
It's pretty ridiculous, and we do it all the time upstairs. I'll be playing StarCraft 2. The girlfriend will be watching a movie.
The girlfriend, I love that. With her sitting right next to us. The girlfriend, which is...
I gotta make a lie.
So, 100 meg service. Downfalls? It's Charter.
Yeah, it's Charter. So your service will be interrupted every 5 to 10 minutes.
You'll probably have to reset your modems a couple times a day.
So that's 100 down. How many up?
100 down.
Did
it say in the article?
I don't think it said.
50.
That's fast too. So
100 down, 50 up. Yeah. It says in here you should be able to download a full album in 3 seconds.
The sad thing about this is I think overseas this has been normal.
Oh yeah, in a lot of European countries and things. I hear that. And I also heard that Canada has a lot of places that do that too.
So I don't think it's necessarily we're behind. They're trying to make as much money as they can.
Yeah, I think that's it. They're trying to milk the old technologies as long as they can in the U.S.
Kind of like Apple.
Because though, even though those other countries have had that for a while, like even once we get the 100, we're still going to be running slower than them because we're going to have a lot more people per unit that's going to be running off of that service.
Which is, and that's another thing too, is with Comcast Charter, your neighborhood is all running off of, one basic connection.
Right. So sometimes it won't even be 100. It'll be like...
Yeah, and that's always in the fine print. Like when we had Charter, it said up to 5. And I'm sure when this comes out, they're going to be telling people, you'll get up to 100 meg service. Can you imagine getting up to 100 meg service? And they're going to emphasize that 100 meg service. And they're going to be like, hey, how would you like to have up to 100 meg service?
I can't even imagine what the latency would be like in some of the games, because I already get like
2?
30 latency in some of the servers.
Playing WoW or something, I'm running average around 100, 150 probably.
Cho'Gall, we're at like 70, 80.
Yeah, on Cho'Gall server. By the way, I guess now you know, I play on Cho'Gall and Korgath.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I recommend, even though this is coming to Comcast and Charter, I'd wait for AT&T to get it. I like it much more. I got AT&T Uverse, and I've not once had my internet crash. Everything works perfectly. And I'm paying for 10 meg, but I'm getting 12. So, win.
So win.
But, yeah, don't go Charter. Bad.
Charter is an evil company. We had so many problems when we were all living together. We had their service, and we were 4 or 5 times a day having to reset our modem. And, they'd come out here. We had, probably in the first 2 years, we had probably around 20 techs out. Something like that.
We had a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like every other week or so we had a tech out. And every single one of them would be like, oh, well, it's this, or it's this, or a lot of them tried blaming our modem, so we went through like 3 modems, and it's like, it's not the modem.
Right.
Well, welcome back to the Ultimate Thread. I guess this is a great kickoff for the great return.
Indeed.
That we are.
It is. I'm looking forward to doing more. This is fun. It was fun.
Yep.
Just scary cameras.
Should we give a shout out to that guy that used to email us from the old one?
Patrick?
Yeah.
Patrick? Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick,
keep watching.
Yes. We gotta get a hold of you somehow.
Yeah. I have him on Facebook.
Yeah, I do too, I think. Yeah,
So,
I do.
we'll message him on Facebook.
Yeah.
And,
Hey, he told us if we ever started doing it again to contact him.
yeah, he did. He was our most loyal fan. Our only
Do you guys
fan.
have a Facebook page?
Huh?
Do you have a Facebook page for the Ultimate Thread?
Actually, we do. I don't know if I still have access to it.
I didn't know this.
Well, we did, because I made that, and I actually made the YouTube channel back when we were doing it as an audio, but we never uploaded anything to it. So,
That's bad.
so now it's basically, we're grabbing all the old sites and redoing them up a little bit, and we're back!
Yay!